What is up, Gear Squad? Chaingear here, bringing you another video, and today we are back, and it's been quite a while, I'll be honest. This is GearCast Reacts. Don't worry, GearCast will come back with some full force, probably, to be honest, after the new year. We've got some videos that are coming up. You know what we do, guys. We do a nice most anticipated games for 2017, best games of 2016. So we're gonna have a lot of things coming up. Don't worry. But today we're here because we are reacting to two major things that happen in the industry. Before we hop in, I wanted to say hi to everybody who's already coming on. Hunter, I'm glad that you joined. Assassin, as always, thank you very much. And Jordan is life. This is my dude right here. Every time I stream, this guy's on. But I'm not by myself, obviously. This is GearCast, guys. And when it's GearCast, it's me, some other person, but usually it's your loyal co-host, Vampire Peaches.
What the hell just happened? That was an hour and a half of just giving us presents. Is it? I thought it was just December 3rd. I didn't know it was Christmas. Come early, Chaingear.
Oh yeah. We've got a lot going on. We've got a lot going on, guys. For those that don't know, two major events that happened this weekend, actually starting on Thursday, and it was the Video Game Awards, otherwise just known as the Game Awards. The guy that runs is Jeff Keighley, and it's incredible. It's incredible. They talk about, they really are just paying homage to everything that happens in the video game industry, giving awards out. A panel comes together and kind of picks the best of the best games. And then it was PSX, which is PlayStation Experience. I think I speak for both of us when I say PlayStation Experience was incredible.
That was insane, dude.
Yeah. The Game Awards was okay, and I think it's getting better every year. But I think the Game Awards was a little weird. We're not going to talk actually much about the Game Awards. I do have some notes here, and we'll kind of go through them really quickly. But the things that were announced at the Game Awards, we'll kind of talk about on a different video. We are going to do our favorite games. So don't worry about that. Like, we're going to do our favorite games. And I'm really excited to that, Game of the Year 2016 for GearCast. And we'll probably do maybe another video of us just reacting to the actual games that won Game of the Years and all those things. But just kind of diving through really quickly for the Game Awards. Basically, they gave an award to Hideo Kojima for just basically being awesome and creating the Metal Gear series and all that good stuff. They had some random performances by Run the Jewels, which is actually one of my favorite rap groups right now, and by the Doom soundtrack guys, which was also incredible.
I lost my mind because that is my favorite soundtrack of the year so far. And
I don't even like rock music. I haven't even played Doom, but watching this guy just like run around the stage like that was just dope. It was really cool.
Good time.
Yeah. And then obviously they gave away a lot of awards. Again, we're not going to talk about what they were today, but they had, games for best game for impact, the best performance in a game, best esport, game of the year, all of these things, right? And so we're definitely going to go through all of those. We'll give you guys our opinions on who should have won out of the nominees and who did win. That'll be pretty exciting. And then, of course, like I said, we'll do our own games of the year, and that'll be pretty fun. And hopefully we can get that out before 2017. Otherwise, there were a lot of world premieres, and these are kind of the things that I want to go over. And we're not going to dive too deep into them. But I do want to know what you guys think. I do, by the way, definitely mirror what Corel Gamer is saying in the chat right now, which is the Game Awards was a little cringy. It was a little cringy.
Oh my God. There were times when we were texting each other being like, what is this? What is going on?
Yeah, it was awkward. They had like weird advertisements and stuff like that. But like I said, every year I think it gets better. You guys are already talking about some of the crazy stuff that happened at PSX today. And we will get to that. I don't want any spoilers for people that haven't seen it, even though, you guys are already talking about it in the chat. For those who are watching this after the stream, no worries. We'll talk about it. Okay, so some of the world premieres that happened at the Game Awards was, number one, Guardians of the Galaxy Telltale. Now, we are going to do a separate video for this, probably some sort of hype trainer just to kind of reveal where we talk about the trailer and then kind of go into it. It might be just me. It might be just Peaches. It might be both of us. But, yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy, a Telltale game, We didn't get to see any gameplay or anything like that, although assuming it's just another Telltale game, which it's still surprising me that they're just pumping out games like this, but it should be interesting. So that was a world premiere. They also showed the world premiere of Dauntless. Dauntless is this kind of like, if I'm correct, it's like it looks like an RPG style game, like very classic RPG.
It's
like
apparently a free-to-play Monster Hunter like.
Oh, nice, cool. All right, well, yeah, I'm glad that you knew that. Yeah. I mean, you really just saw like some, very, very normal looking or average looking generic. Is probably the right word. RPG-like characters, and it was obvious that they were in a co-op party fighting against monsters and things like that. It's free to play apparently, so that's exciting. But again, we'll dive deeper into these things later. We'll talk about every single one of these games that we at least find interesting enough. They talked about let's see, a world premiere of Prey video game or Prey game footage. So we had already seen, Prey beforehand. I think it was at E3 this year, I believe. Maybe even last year. But I think it was this year. Yeah. A game that's by the same guys that brought you Dishonored 2. That's a Bethesda studio, Arcane Studios. And yeah, no, it was incredible to see that gameplay. Again, something we'll go through. And what else? The world premiere of Shovel Knight's new DLC. I am not a platformer kind of person, but I do recognize that Shovel Knight's a huge thing. And I know that your boy Vampire Peaches definitely plays. So you played Shovel Knight, right?
It was one of my favorite games that I've played ever. That, what a phenomenal game. So of course I can't wait.
Yeah, I mean, it looked really great. So if you guys are interested in that, definitely up on there. And then world premiere for Halo 2 or Halo Wars 2 trailer. That was awesome. I don't really know too much about, I know the gameplay of Halo Wars. Again, it's that strategy RTS type of game. But to see the storyline of what's going on, why there's this third faction was incredible. So if you guys are interested in sci-fi, Halo, that kind of stuff, that was pretty awesome. They also mentioned that you get Halo Wars 1, the definitive edition, I believe, if you pre-ordered or something. So that's kind of cool if it's kind of your first time jumping in. And then they had 2 other world premieres, which was The Walking Dead 3, which was for Telltale, once again, which I thought was pretty cool. Definitely looked really good. And then Hispanic Family was like the star of the show right in the beginning. I thought that was pretty dope. And then
Clementine was like, yo, what up? Don't worry. Don't get confused. It's my game. I'm like,
right. And then Mass Effect, the new Mass Effect. And like I said, we'll talk about all of these things. Like, we're really excited for a lot of these. And there's not a ton of world premieres from the Game Awards, and it shouldn't take me too long to edit. So I'm hoping to get these out throughout the next week. But I just kind of wanted to give that rundown for you guys for kind of world premieres, what happened there. I'm already seeing you guys in the chat talking about Mass Effect, Telltale, and things like that. So I hope you guys saw it and you enjoyed it as well. But again, if you didn't get to see it and you just want the highlights, or at least if you want my opinion on some of the highlights, then definitely check out later this week. Turn on notifications so you can get know when the Chaingear gaming videos come out. All right, so that was the Game Awards. Like I said, don't want to dive too deep into it, but PSX, PlayStation Experience, guys. Woo! Now, we're not going to dive too deep into this too, but we're right off the hype train of this, so we'll probably talk a little bit about it. But we are definitely going to show a lot of footage. We're definitely going to show a lot of footage. And yes, I don't even know why I forgot to mention this. Probably because I was really excited well, Death Stranding was another thing that happened. It was right in the beginning of Game Awards. I see people talking about it in the chat. Again, we'll do a video on it. And if anyone's really interested in learning more now, I'm going to shout out your boy Young. Yeah. It's Young here. He's like one of my favorites. One of my favorite YouTubers.
With a Redis Fetus news update.
Yeah. So if anyone's interested in learning more about that right now, definitely head over there. Anyway, all right, let's jump into PSX, PlayStation Experience. The first thing that they showed was Uncharted 4's new story DLC, and it was incredible.
Oh my God.
We had to question ourselves a couple times. We were like, well, this is Uncharted, right? Maybe?
Because we saw the NPCs, we saw the environment. I'm like, this is definitely the engine, but who is this person right now? I was like, we're in the Middle East, so that's definitely not Ellie. They're not like banging like some Last of Us 2 crap out of the gate. And then I looked at it, I was like, is this some weird the Tomb Raider's fresh out, so maybe it's like they have a new single player thing for Tomb Raider. I was like, I can't imagine those eyebrows, those eyes. I recognize those lashes anywhere.
It's your girl,
So I was
Chloe.
like, it's my girl Chloe Frazier, because we were speculating for a long time what the single player would be. Would it be about like young Sully? Would it be about like Sam and Sully, stuff like that? But this was a genuinely awesome surprise because it was dark, it was action packed. There's like a new lock picking minigame. It was just cool. It was freaking dope. I'm excited.
Yeah, no, it was incredible, and that's right. We were talking about it for quite a while. What were we going to see? And so it was cool to see Chloe up on the screen and seeing Nadine up on the screen too. So they've worked together at some point. So it was just cool to be able to see all that. And I'm excited. I mean, I haven't been able to really play Uncharted much at all after I beat the game, and I was just like, oh man, like what do I do now? I don't really have time for it, but I will jump right back into the story because that's just one of those games that once you pick it up, you can't really put it back down. It's not that kind of game. So I was really excited. And I felt the same way. I'm looking at the chat right now. Corel Gamer, was it Tomb Raider? Is it Uncharted? But no, I'm glad to see it's Uncharted. I'm really excited for that. So
what's funny about this is that there's an interesting parallel because, of course, like Uncharted obviously was inspired by Tomb Raider and just took that and just made this entirely new thing. But so when they have Chloe in the front lines, like playing as her, I was just like, we're gonna take your little Tomb Raider and we're gonna done. And I'm like, yep. I was like, I can't wait to see what Bruce and Neil do. It's just gonna be insane. A lot of badass females. I was really happy to see.
Yeah.
In this year's PSX.
That was cool. That was definitely cool. All right, so let's move on. Again, we will have videos for all of these guys. The trailers will be up. The gameplay will be up. Again, with just a smidgen of commentary from yours truly. So the next thing, which me and Peaches are very excited about, we played this game quite a lot. The second one, I know you actually played the first one a fair amount, and then we both kind of played the third one. I'm not nearly as good as Peaches, even though I'd like to be. But Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. So we played Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and 2, but and
2 is definitely still my favorite.
Yeah, incredible games, huge roster. But this was incredible. This was really, I was excited about. There's no gameplay or anything like that, but there is going to be a world premiere of gameplay later today at PSX. So
I finally got my wish. Mega Man X is playable. They confirmed that right out of the gate. I was just like, yeah.
Yeah, first guy that was shown. There were a lot of speculations of, what's the game going to be like? What's going to be different? Apparently, there's a bigger emphasis on Marvel and like Marvel Universe instead of like X-Men, just because Marvel is the thing right now. So I think that was a smart move. They called it Infinite, probably to talk a little bit about the Infinity Stones and things like that, which if you don't know anything about, I think that's why they're pushing that agenda, so people are ready for that in the movies and things like that.
So watching a little bit too much Comics Explained, talking about the Infinity Stones. Like, it's really interesting seeing Miss Marvel come up, and I wonder how they're gonna it's like, okay,
don't make fun of me.
You know about comic books now. I used to be the comic book guy between us, and now like Brandon just like threw that out of it. Like he took my cred, tore it up, was like, nope.
Yeah, let's just book guy now. Let me just throw out like a quick another advertisement for you guys. Yang Yeah, definitely one of my favorite YouTubers to talk about specific games and lore and trailers, and he analyzes things. I love it, but I'm not a comic book person. Like, I don't like getting little comic books and trying to read them and then being like, well, that was one thing. Great. I don't like getting, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan. I do like manga once in a while, but Comics Explained. If you guys are interested in learning anything about any comic book universe, including The Walking Dead, there's so much. DC, Marvel, dude, I cannot stop watching these videos. Anyway, that's what we're talking about. So I just wanted to let you guys in, just so you guys do. So anyway, off of that bandwagon, we're really excited for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Again, we'll show you guys the trailer and hopefully the world premiere gameplay.
3 is out now on PS4.
Yes. So if you guys have not played Marvel vs. Capcom, the Ultimate Edition of Marvel vs. Capcom 3, so all of those, all those characters and things like that, it's out. So honestly, depending on how much it is, if it's $20 or something like that, I might pick it up. I love fighting games. I'm not good at them necessarily, but I love it. I love playing, against the computers and playing the story mode. And then when people come over and they're not good at it, I like to, beat them up. So that's always fun. But aside from that, they also mentioned Wipeout. For those that don't know what Wipeout is, it's like a original, one of the OG, like PS1, I want to say, racing games. And it's a lot way more arcadey. Like, you have Gran Turismo, you have Need for Speed, and then you have Wipeout. Like Wipeout is on a whole nother level. Imagine like Rocket League level, like, you know, just silliness. I mean, it's even farther than like Mario Kart. It's very like drifty, and there's all these boosters. It's a lot more tactical, and you have to be really ready for it. But apparently they HD remastered all of the titles, or at least the three major titles, and so that's going to be on PlayStation 4. So that's exciting. That's exciting for those that are interested in that. I remember the last Wipeout game I played was probably on PS3, and that was like Wipeout HD or something like that. So that's exciting. Next is Destiny. There's a new giant Destiny event. I'm not going to spend too much time on that. I don't think many people on the channel play that much Destiny. But again, I will reiterate this, and I always will say this. Destiny is an incredible game, and if you're interested in it, I would definitely find the collector's edition or whatever, that new edition that has all of the content. I would find it for cheap, like find it when it's on sale or something, and grab it. It is a lot of fun. If you have at least one other person, the game will be worth it. I swear. It is so much fun. So that was kind of cool to see. Then they talked about another remastering, another collection, the Insane Collection for Crash Bandicoot. Not a huge Crash Bandicoot fan, but again, one of those things where PlayStation is bringing back something that people love. I thought that was pretty cool. Peaches, are you interested in like Crash Bandicoot and stuff like that, or?
No, it's one of those things where all my friends had it. Like, things I played on PlayStation were Metal Gear, Power Stone, Mega Man X. Like, so like Crash Bandicoot and I don't necessarily have like this really tight relationship, but he's kind of like that. Your best friend's really good friend that's always around the house. So you're always aware of him, and you talk to him occasionally. But what's really refreshing, just from an industry standpoint, is all the HD remakes and remasters. Like, it actually, like, this is a legitimate remaster and remake. Like, this is gorgeous. Like they did this completely from the ground up, as opposed to you got this, I don't know, the Ezio collection and like random crap like that nobody asked for. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I think that this is more warranted than some of the 100%. Other HD. I mean, like, for example, like Darksiders. Like, I don't like Darksiders 1.
Right.
Yeah, like I don't know why they remastered Darksiders 1. I think it's because the new company took the property and now they're putting out, they want to just remaster it and kind of get used to it or something like that. But I don't know. Yeah, I think this is definitely more warranted. I know people are excited for it, but again, nothing that I'm huge on, but interesting for sure. The next thing they mentioned was the Call of Duty tournament, the World League. So that was always interesting for those that are interested in Call of Duty. That's probably airing, I believe, either today or tomorrow. It's with PSX, so if you guys are interested, I know there are a lot of. Oh, it's today. It's today. Okay, cool. Yeah. So yeah, if you guys are interested in Call of Duty, I know a lot of people on the channel are. Definitely go ahead and check that out. You can look at it. It's a
huge deal that we're hosting World Cup again, and the Capcom World Tournament is happening also at PSX this year.
Yeah, I mean it's Street Fighter, so there's only two places you can play Street Fighter: PlayStation or PC. So
yeah, that is very true.
They're kind of limited anyway. Yeah, but yeah. So let's go ahead and move on and take a look at. This is a big one. This is a big one, and I think that we actually might do something on the channel for this. I have played the first and the second demos for Resident Evil 7, and now the final update to Resident Evil 7 has finally come out for the demo. Definitely check this out, and if you're too scared to check it out, maybe I'll go ahead and play it. I tried to get Ein Taxi Anthony to play it before, but he's a little punk and wouldn't play it the second time.
The thing is, me and Brandon here always have like a great relationship with. I love horror, but I get scared so easily. But I always absorb it whenever I can, and we'll be hanging out a lot over under break and stuff like that. So tell you what, I'll sit down with you, Chaingear. I'll play through it. Like, this is gonna be a good time, great time.
Yeah. No, this will be good. This will be good for sure. Lot of content, like I said before, guys. I think there will be a lot of great stuff coming out. But yeah, no, that was really cool to see. Kind of a little bit more of Resident Evil 7, giving a little bit more explanation of what's going on. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, it's up. All right. So another thing that they showed was Ace Combat 7, which is a flight sim kind of game that has a really intense story with it as well. So it's not just a flight simulator. Kind of like it's like Gran Turismo, for example, doesn't really have a story. Like, it just has like some sort of like campaign mode where you just kind of go through races. This has a way bigger story involved. It actually kind of got me interested into it. I don't think I'll ever buy the game, but I can see myself like watching some streams or like watching some gameplay of it to get involved. And if it ever gets really cheap or something like that, I might pick it up. But Ace Combat 7, let me know if you guys are interested in that kind of stuff in the chat below for sure. And then they showed, actually, no, this was another thing that was just kind of random. Akuma, which for some reason wasn't in Street Fighter before, is now released. Cool. And then they talked about the Capcom World Cup or whatever it was, the Capcom fighting tournament. But with more releases, they showed another trailer for Last Guardian, which is coming out next week. So that's exciting. Not sure if I'll have time to grab that game. Got a lot of games to pick up on, but definitely a game that I'm interested in buying and playing. Looks incredible, and so I'm excited for that. Now, this one was big for me. Very big. One of the first games I ever got on the PSP was Loco Roco. And if you guys don't know what that is, it is the silly game where you took a PSP and you had the two triggers, and it was the only buttons in the game. So you would go ahead and you'd press R, and it would go to the side. And if you pressed L, it would go to the other side. And there were these little balls, and they would roll around. And if you wanted to jump the screen, like kind of hit the screen up so the balls would go up, you'd flick them, you'd press them both down, and you'd let go, and then they go up. And Loco Roco, these little, they're not just little balls, they're like little creatures. And it was fun. Like, I don't know what it was. It was just a fun, cute game that wasn't super hard, and you just got to kind of play it when you were out. Well, now it's coming to PS3 or PS4, excuse me, PS4, but not just Loco Roco, as well as Patapon, another incredible PSP game, and probably most importantly, Parappa the Rapper. You guys probably have no idea what Parappa the Rapper is. This is dope. Like, Parappa the Rapper is literally Guitar Hero with a rapper. Like,
this is OG. This is before Guitar Hero, man, too. Like, give your props to the OG Parappa the Rapper.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody knows what Parappa the Rapper is,
which is a damn shame, because it had a couple, like I think there was like 2 or 3 games that had its own spin-off with that chick in her own band, that sort of thing. These were great. What would you rhythm games?
Yeah. Rhythm games, yeah.
And we got a free demo to try out for the 20th anniversary on the store now.
Yeah, no, that was a pretty big thing. I think that was a pretty big thing that, no, I completely agree with you. That they kept doing a lot of demos. Like, they kept literally being like, oh, and there's a demo for it. Oh, and there's a demo for it. I think what would be really cool is at some point, this is just kind of a side note, if we could stop downloading demos and stream demos. I think, I mean, I understand that, you know, not everybody has the ability to be able to stream at such high quality. The only reason I say that is because I'm actually using PlayStation Now right now to play through some older games that I wasn't able to beat, like Catherine, an incredible game, and possibly the older Metal Gears for my roommate Anthony. So a lot of great games. And so I wish that we could just, just pick up a controller and stream a demo real quick. It would instantly make me go, oh, this is great. And then I could just buy it right after the stream or something like that. I think that would be cool. But yeah, lots of demos that were announced, and they kept saying, yeah, this will be either available or, here's a date for it. Here's a demo for it or something like that. So that was pretty cool. Next was a game that everyone's excited for, and not one person in this entire world has not played. It's probably literally the most anticipated game of 2017, and that is Knack 2. I'm obviously joking, but I'm not joking about Knack 2. Knack 2 is a real game. They showed gameplay for it, and I'm not sure who asked for it. This has been an ongoing joke in the industry for a long time. Like, wow, what if they made Knack 2? Like, remember that game Knack that like wasn't really that interesting at all? Like, I mean, and I was just talking to Peaches about this. The game's not bad. Anything, it's actually very visually pleasing. Like, it's a very pretty Pixar-looking game, and it had a lot of interesting elements in terms of technically. But the gameplay was just a random, like, kind of Ratchet and Clank, like, kind of ripoff. So, I don't know. I just thought it was kind of boring. But yeah, Knack 2. Next was Gravity Rush. They showed awesome free DLC.
Oh my god, that was amazing.
Gravity Rush 2. Yeah, if you guys haven't played Gravity Rush, fantastic game. They now have Gravity Rush 1, like HD or remastered or something on the PS4. And Gravity Rush 2 is coming out, and it has this free DLC to play as one of the really important characters in the game. So that was really exciting to see. Another game they showed was GT Sport, which is Gran Turismo. This is a big deal, obviously. And I'm actually going to pause for a second. If you haven't noticed yet, we've literally been talking about games the entire time.
Yep.
Like just to give you some insight, right? Like, new DLC, new game. New release of a game, new game, new DLC, new game, new game, new game. New game. Like, I mean, I'm literally like just counting down. Like, it's more like we're only at halfway point, and there's more than 10 things released. This was incredible. I love PSX. It is so exciting. So I just want to get that out there. All right, next,
like Sean Layden said in the beginning, it's all about the games. PSX will never not be about the games. That's all we're here for.
I really, really enjoy PSX. It's probably my favorite time of the gaming industry's year. So anyway, so Gran Turismo Sport, very beautiful game, 4K, HDR, gorgeous. I was actually making the joke to Peaches. I'm probably going to buy the game just to like show everybody everything and be like, look at all this, how beautiful this game is. Then just never be able to play it because I'm terrible at it. Yeah, so GT Sport. Okay, the next one was a game that I'm very excited about, and I don't know if you actually played this game or not, Peaches, but Ni no Kuni, fantastic game. Ni no Kuni 2 is coming out, and they showed a nice big trailer for it, and I'm definitely going to do something about this, like a video, because honestly, that game is, I mean, it's incredible. It's incredible, and the gameplay, it looks like it has changed a little bit. So maybe a little bit more action-oriented, which obviously is more interesting to me. I like tactical, not tactical, tactile, I guess I should say, types of games, and being able to do combos and stuff like that. Awesome. So I'm really, really excited for Ni no Kuni 2. Yakuza 0 and 6. Oh boy, this was actually the first time in this conference that I like audibly started to freak out. I'm excited for this because I actually want you to be able to play Yakuza 0.
Yeah, I told you I want to play all of them because I would ask you before, like, which one do I start with? Because this feels like it's so story intensive. Where do I start? I want to beat people up in Tokyo. This looks dope. I want to be a Yakuza.
Yeah, no, it's incredible. The story's incredible. It's open world. You got to kind of do all of these things, and all the characters are so cool. So, I'm so excited for 0 to come out in 2017. Play it, enjoy it, play a whole bunch of other games, and then in 2018, Yakuza 6 comes out. Honestly, I kind of love the fact that they're doing that in the first place. Like, I thought, Yakuza 0 hopefully will come out this, 2016. Didn't happen, and I'm okay with that. There are so many games out. So this was a really good to just know I have a full 12 months to try and get through Yakuza 0 and all the other games that were announced. So that was freaking out. Another game I mentioned was Danganronpa, the newest one. Not a huge fan of that kind of game, but I know that a lot of people are excited for it. So get ready for that. That'll be coming out soon for PS4 and for PS Vita. So that's always exciting for those that have Vitas. Then they mentioned the next game that I was super excited for, which was Nier Automata, which is awesome. And I'm pretty sure they said there's going to be a demo for it, which is awesome. I love Platinum Games, and I love Square Enix, and I love Nier, so I can't wait to have this game. And I can't wait to have a demo for it so I can show people why I love it. I can't wait to show you guys why I love it. I can't wait for Peaches, you to play it and get to understand my love for that game and the quirkiness. It embodies the quirkiness of Square Enix so well. And the JRPG kind of style of games while putting it into the best, literally putting it into the hands of the best action games developer right now, Platinum Games. So very excited for that. The next one that a lot of you probably won't know is Ys or YS Origins. That is a huge JRPG that's been out for a long time, and it looks like it's coming to PS4 once again. So that's exciting, but don't really have to dive too much into that. They showed a new game called Dreadnought, which is just giant, huge space freighters fighting each other. Honestly, don't care at all, but cool. Then they did a montage of a couple games. They mentioned Pyre, which is a game by Supergiant, the ones that had Bastion and Transistor, both incredible games if you've not played them. Unfortunately, I still have not beat them yet, but they are incredible games, both on Vita, actually, and on PC, so if you have a PC, and on Xbox, so, all those. They mentioned a couple of new games that I don't think, any of us really knew about. Vane, which looked very pretty, but we don't know what the game is about. Absolver, which is a Melee online game, so it's like 1v. It looked like it was like at least 1v1, like melee fighting.
That was dope as hell.
Yeah,
Holy crap.
It's more like For Honor and less like a normal fighting game. So,
I'm more interested in this than For Honor, to be honest.
Interesting. We'll have
but
to.
I had this terrible, insane like punch gut bias against Ubisoft these days. So it could just be me being a turd, but all in all, like that looked extremely dynamic to me. That looked like I love the art of it. Like I love how fast it was, because when I look at For Honor, it's like, of course, it's heavy guys doing heavy things and like having this really intense melee combat based on positioning of your sword and stuff like that. But this just looked more interesting to me. Sure, yeah. I mean, who knows? We'll see where it goes. Definitely excited to see when it comes out and how it ranks up to all those other kinds of games that are coming out. A new Edith Finch game. Don't know too much about that. Have not played the first one. And then a game by Housemarque, the guys that brought you what most of you would probably know as what's that game? PS4 launch game. Dead Nation, Resogun. You guys might know Dead Nation. There are a couple games that they've made that are pretty incredible, but Resogun's probably the one you would know the best. But there's a new game called Next Machine coming out, so that's pretty cool. Pretty excited for that. It was basically just another kind of run around and shoot stuff, lots of lights. But it looks great. Then they showed a giant sizzle reel, and then they announced Let It Die, which is being released, or I can't remember if it was being released or if it was like a demo or something is being released. Free to play for download today. Yeah. So Let It Die is a free to play game. I will definitely be diving into that. Don't want to talk too much about it because it's pretty big to explain. Basically, imagine like some sort of Dark Souls-ish, but crazier than that game because it's literally insane. It's by Grasshopper Manufacturer, and if you guys don't know who that is, look it up. They make crazy games, so it'll be interesting to play that and show you guys that. I'll probably stream it. Then they mentioned some VR games like Surgeon Sim, and they mentioned Lara Croft Go, which I didn't think was that interesting. So a lot of things like that. They mentioned, for some reason, they made a really big deal out of a game called Windjammers. OG 94 game that everybody loved back in the day, apparently. I looked that up while they were going on. That was weird. Then they talked about more VR games. They talked about Starblood Arena, which is just kind of like a space shooter. And then they did a sizzle reel. So then that was there's kind of a big chunk of like random stuff. Some things that might be interesting, might not be interesting. And then they just kind of like hit it big with a lot of, really big games that everybody knows. One is Neo. And actually, you guys don't know that. That is more like a feudal Japan version of Dark Souls, so that's really interesting. Cooler the more they show of it. I'm like, oh, it's one of those things where I had the demo like queued up, like the limited demo, and I was like, oh, today's going to be and then I completely forgot about it, and I regret it every time because they always come up with a new trailer. It's like, look at this giant thing, look at these new attacks, look at these new characters. I'm like, oh god, it's like a Japanese Witcher. Chaboy Yang Ye played the full beta release of it. Which was long. He streamed a lot of it. So if you're interested in watching gameplay for it, Yang Ye has a good stream of that. Sure. MLB was shown. So for any of those guys who like baseball out there, definitely go ahead and check out the new MLB. Big deal for those that like the show, that game. So otherwise, the last two announcements was an awesome trailer for Horizon Zero Dawn, which they definitely announced is a franchise, which I know might not sound like a big deal to a lot of you guys, but it kind of is. It's kind of them being like, hey, Guerrilla Games is now going to work on this game for a long time. So it wasn't just like this is a one and done project. It was, we're going to make this game and we're investing into it. And it's probably not we're going to invest with tons of DLC. It's probably we're going to play it. You guys are going to play it, buy it, beat it, enjoy it, and then we're going to make another one. So that's interesting because I don't know if Guerrilla Games is big enough to make Killzone and this game. So might not see Killzone for another couple of years, which,
might not be a bad thing. Kind of give them a rest on that one. Though they, we'll see. We'll see. And then what the majority of you guys have been posting since the very beginning was an incredible trailer for The Last of Us 2.
They tricked us. They literally just like showed forest, and then they showed like the firefly symbol on the stop sign, and then they went to black. And I was like, oh man, I really wish there was. I was like, oh, stop.
Yeah, no, it was incredible. I mean, it was kind of, the second we saw the trees, we were like, me and Peaches were like completely silent, but we were both like, oh, this is Last of Us. And then we heard the music and we were like, oh, this is Last of Us. And then they showed the firefly symbol and we were like, oh, this is Last of Us. And then, like you said, it ended. And then we saw what was probably Ellie, but couldn't really tell. Like Ellie's definitely like androgynous enough to like not necessarily be able to tell. It's just Ellie's voice is the only reason you can tell. So I was like, oh, this is Ellie. Ellie?
But you see an older pair of hands, and you see like a tattoo sleeve, and we're like, who the hell? But you see guitar, and of course, when you think guitar, you have to associate. It's like, at the end of all this, I'm gonna teach you how to play guitar.
Yeah. And then Joel comes out. She sings. And Joel comes out, and he's basically like, "Hey, are you really going to go through this?" And she's like, "I'm going to kill every last one of them."
That definitely sounds like her game. You know what I mean? If I did any predictions right now, which we'll definitely do a video on, Ellie's going to be the main playable character.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. I'm really excited for it. But they said it's very early in development. I don't want to see this game for another 2 years. I'm honest. I don't want to see this game for another 2 years. There's a lot of Uncharted. I don't want to. I don't know. I don't want
to get back into that multiplayer too. Let's be honest, because remember the survival modes are coming out very soon.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff out, guys. There's so many games out. There's so many. There's so many. I'm actually.
Gee, I wonder why Watch Dogs 2 and Titanfall 2 and these other games aren't selling now. I was like, there's too much.
Dude, there's so many games. I do plan on doing probably for my vlog tomorrow. You guys will see. Just reviewing my games and talking to you guys. It's stressful. Like it's stressful. Like there's so many games that I own that I just have not been able to beat that I love. MGS5, which is what I'm about to play after this, hopefully be able to finally beat it. My roommate Anthony just bought it and is almost done.
Probably got the prizes for Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Killing Floor 2.
We'll see. We'll see. So yeah, we'll talk about all this stuff, guys. I'm excited. I'm glad that you guys joined. Everybody who's still here, and I hope you guys enjoy the stream. If you guys want to chat about other things, meet me in the Discord. The link is in the description below. Again, you guys can use the Discord on PC, on mobile, on the web. So you can just use it through a web client like Chrome or Safari or whatever. So you can use it anywhere. So definitely go ahead, check that out, and chat with the rest of us. I'm definitely going to be on there for a little bit, chatting about PSX and all the crazy stuff that came out. But like I said, honestly, like right after this, I'm literally going to go ahead and pick out some of the things that I really want to make videos on. And again, hopefully you guys will see them soon. If not this, if not this weekend, actually you're not going to see anything this weekend, but this upcoming week, then you'll definitely see it in December, later in December. So I'm excited. If you guys are excited, let me know in the chat or let me know in the comment section if you're watching this on YouTube after the stream. But I will see you guys online. But who knows where? You might see me on Let It Die. You might see me playing MGS5, Overwatch, because, that game's still a thing. Haven't played my placement matches all the way through.
Floor 2.
All right, guys. I'll see you online, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot, guys.
Bye.
Ah, boy.